response that didn't answer my question. And I got the feeling she really didn't want to answer my question. After the forum ended, she came up and spoke to me. It was nice of her to do that, and I appreciated her taking the time to do that. But when I asked my question again, hoping she would answer it, this time she gave me a conflicting response. It left me feeling disappointed because I just didn't understand why she would tell me where she stood on an issue this important. It made me wonder, if a candidate won't answer a question on the campaign trail, how can we be sure she'll be honest with the American people when they're president? And all the common folks like us to support him also. So with no further ado, let me introduce Barack Obama.
I did want to say a few words about one of the issues that I think is most important in this election, and that is, how can we make sure that after a lifetime of hard work and honest living, folks are rewarded with a secure and dignified retirement. Now, this issue is a personal one for me. As some of you know, I was raised by my grandparents, and I always think of them as America at its best. Like some of you, my grandfather enlisted after Pearl Harbor. He joined Patton's army, became part of that arsenal of democracy that defeated Hitler. While he was away, my grandmother, who had just had my mother, served on a bomber assembly line. She was one of the Rosie the Riveters that helped the wartime effort at home. They worked hard to protect Social Security and ensure that it's a safety net that the American people can count on today, tomorrow, and forever. Social Security is the cornerstone of the social compact in this country. It's lifted tens of millions of older Americans and their families out of poverty. Here in Iowa, more than 95% of seniors rely on their monthly Social Security checks. So we know what a difference it makes in people's lives. But we also know that the system has problems. Some argue that the problems are severe and that Social Security is fundamentally broken and needs to be overhauled. That's President Bush's argument. That's an exaggeration. The underlying system is sound. The actual problem is a projected cash shortfall that can be readily solved. But the longer we wait to solve the problem, the bigger it grows. If we do nothing, annual surpluses will end in 2017, and the trust fund will be exhausted by around 2040. Now, the question is how to solve this problem. You might remember that this came up in the last presidential debate. And when Senator Clinton was asked about it, she wouldn't say what she thought needed to be done. The other day here in Iowa, she skipped another chance to give a direct answer on this, just like Todd mentioned a few minutes ago. But she's not alone in avoiding answering this question directly. She's not alone in ducking the issue, because conventional thinking in Washington says that Social Security is the third rail of American politics. It says you should hedge and dodge and spin, but at all costs don't answer. I reject that notion. I think that on issues as fundamental as how to protect Social Security, a candidate for president owes it to the American people to tell us where they stand, because you're not ready to lead if you can't tell us where you're going. So let me tell you what kind of leadership I will offer as president. First, I believe and have argued repeatedly in the past and will continue to argue that privatization is dangerous. It tears the fabric of Social Security. The idea of mutual responsibility, the idea that this is a social insurance program that is there no matter what, by subjecting a secure retirement.